are on the way. Yeah, that's what I believe. See, his sunshine is all around us, and there are beautiful clouds where you are. That's how I know that these worries will not last. I can see you've been crying and staying wide awake, asking yourself why the journey is so tough. They say tough times never last, only tough people do. So don't stop believing, I know it's gonna be better. Say la, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, la, 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 ba-dum. Can't be loved by everybody, it's impossible, you know. And trust me, it's okay, so let the toxic people go. Your peace within is more priceless than a pearl. You got to be happy, cause life's just way too short. Don't stress the little things, they will only waste your time. Just take it easy, easy like a nursery rhyme. And I'm singing, I know it's gonna be okay. So I wanna see you smile today. Hey, you just gotta be happy, man. Good days, bad days, it's all part of life. But you must keep the groove on and enjoy every single day. I'm sure you've had some happy days before. So what makes you think you can't have more? Keep on fighting and you'll see. You will soon see rainbows. Hey, come on! La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Around the way. Beautiful clouds, where you are, where you are. There are beautiful clouds where you are.
In politics, you must understand the following. 1, nobody has your interest. 2, everybody is chasing their interests. 3, dealing with politicians is like sleeping with tigers. You must always have your eyes wide open. 4, and this is one of my favorites. In any political equation, there's always someone being used. If you look around and you can't find that person, then it is you. 5, serving politicians is like a bandage on a wound. Once the wound is healed, your usefulness ends. 6, in politics, never will more than the bereaved. They will get the reward while you inherit their enemies. 7, in politics, in any event, if other interests conflict with your interests and you have to choose, always choose yours. In politics, you must understand the following. 1, nobody has your interest. 2, everybody is chasing their interests. 3, dealing with politicians is like sleeping with tigers. You must always have your eyes wide open. 4, and this is one of my favorites. In any political equation, there's always someone being used. If you look around and you can't find that person, then it is you. 5, serving politicians is like a bandage on a wound. Once the wound is healed, your usefulness ends. 6, in politics, never will more than the bereaved. They will get the reward while you inherit their enemies. 7, in politics, in any event, if other interests conflict with your interests and you have to choose, always choose yours. In politics, you must understand the following.
Now, me met the MP NDC, they are my bond. I have cursed NDC. The woman they are milk now for a bit man off. My bond. NDC, the woman the winning yen.
And of course,
And no make a siapa and a papa one so. And young couple of an ebois on Tonente or Tonne. And that erate about Tonne born. Ombe we say, Ognafona, you soon a soul for them, and non honey, and Yaba. Now, me met the MP NDC, they are my bond. I have cursed NDC. The woman they are milk now for a bit man off. My bond. NDC, the woman the winning yen.
and of course,
And no make a siapa and a papa one so. And young couple of an ebois on Tonente or Tonne. And that erate about Tonne born. Ombe we say, Ognafona, you soon a soul for them, and non honey, and Yaba.
In politics, you must understand the following.
Now, me met the MP NDC, they are my bond. I have cursed NDC. The woman they are milk now for a bit man off. My bond. NDC, the woman the winning yen.
and of course,
And no make a siapa and a papa one so. And young couple of an ebois on Tonente or Tonne. And that erate about Tonne born. Ombe we say, Ognafona, you soon a soul for them, and non honey, and Yaba.
office of the special prosecutor has abused his powers in this matter. And I will not hesitate to say that this house, we created the office. And the office of the special prosecutor, if he continues to abuse his powers, then we may have to abrogate it.
When it happens to somebody and he's complaining about it, you see absolutely nothing wrong with it. When it happens to you, now you complain. So, Mr. Speaker, if he wants to invite the special prosecutor to come and answer why his friend, and today he's complaining because it is his friend,
cannot continue to allocate that huge sums to the same office when we are not getting the results. This is one of the agencies we should be looking at.
Mr. Speaker, the office has been in existence for how many years now? Close to 8 years. Tell me what is really the achievement of that office. I believe that it is high time that this Parliament reconsiders its decision to approve the establishment of the Office of Special Prosecutor. I think that we should abolish it.
The political party that opposed the establishment of the office, the member of that political party who opposed it in the 8th Parliament, today majority leader of government business, in the wisdom of the Ghanaian people, they have given them a super majority.
Should I feel frustrated and resign? In my life, when I take on the reins to do something, I do it to the best of my ability. They say I'm a unquanoma. Me de me cry about for it. Me yet me to me. I'm reswa. Echo.
About 3 petitions as of today have been referred to the President for the removal of the
office of the special prosecutor has abused his powers in this matter. And I will not hesitate to say that this house, we created the office. And the office of the special prosecutor, if he continues to abuse his powers, then we may have to abrogate it.
When it happens to somebody and he's complaining about it, you see absolutely nothing wrong with it. When it happens to you, now you complain. So, Mr. Speaker, if he wants to invite the special prosecutor to come and answer why his friend, and today he's complaining because it is his friend,
cannot continue to allocate that huge sums to the same office when we are not getting the results. This is one of the agencies we should be looking at.
Mr. Speaker, the office has been in existence for how many years now? Close to 8 years. Tell me what is really the achievement of that office. I believe that it is high time that this Parliament reconsiders its decision to approve the establishment of the Office of Special Prosecutor. I think that we should abolish it.
The political party that opposed the establishment of the office, the member of that political party who opposed it in the 8th Parliament, today majority leader of government business, in the wisdom of the Ghanaian people, they have given them a super majority.
Office of the special prosecutor has abused his powers in this matter. And I will not hesitate to say that this house, we created the office. And the office of the special prosecutor, if he continues to abuse his powers, then we may have to abrogate it.
When it happens to somebody and he's complaining about it, you see absolutely nothing wrong with it. When it happens to you,
Now you complain. So, Mr. Speaker, if he wants to invite the special prosecutor to come and answer why his friend, and today he's complaining because it is his friend,
cannot continue to allocate that huge sums to the same office.
So what's fueling my anger is that, as I stated clearly, and most Ghanaians by now have come to join the fray. They've joined the fray because Kissi Agyabeng subsequently came to admit that he saw Ofori-Atta leave. And even before the departure, he said he had intercepted the letter that Ofori-Atta wrote to the outgoing chief of staff and the incoming chief of staff. Right. So once he stated that, and also stated that he had gone to the security agencies for help and didn't get same, which has turned out to be palpably false. I mean, naturally, as a citizen, I'll be angry, extremely angry. And natural fact, it had been simmering for a while because I'd heard, like we say in Ghana, you know, but each time they'll be like, hey, listen, if you go out with it, they will ask you for evidence. If you go out with this allegation, they will ask for evidence. So it's good riddance that eventually he came to admit that, look, he saw Ofori-Atta go, he even had the letter, and I said, then that is the right time that he has to leave, because what better evidence we have than a confession? Thank God there are quite a number of lawyers. I see some in the audience.
The confession was to tell Ghanaians that he couldn't do anything about it.
Oh, but that's hogwash, absolute hogwash. We've shown that he could have done a press conference. We've shown that he could have done a press conference, and the law mandates him to do that. And he had done Ankwa Numa Part 1, and so we wanted Ankwa Numa Part 2. So if he had done a press conference, and you see, it's constitutional. Asking him to come and inform our citizens is constitutional. You find it in the preamble to the Constitution, Article 1, Article 35, and Article 125. That is sovereignty. Sovereignty resides in the people, okay, and for whose benefit and welfare the powers of government are exercised. So if you're exercising your statutory powers and you get challenges and no other institution will help you, come back to the owners of the land. This is deep political theory. It's not just constitutional theory. Ask the political experts. On Saturday, you heard Professor Jampo bringing the political science angle. So it's a governance issue. So we shouldn't be sitting here joking, please. And so in that light, tomorrow there's a citizen who is going on a demonstration. Apostle Abraham Lincoln Labi. We should join him 7:30 at the Brassport. If you don't, it means you are not protecting the Constitution. If you want to protect the Constitution, tomorrow you should be at the demonstration. The special prosecutor comes to tell you that he saw the most valuable suspect. Like in football, you say most valuable player, right? In this one, we say most valuable suspect fleeing the country. And he chooses not to inform the citizens and kept quiet until citizens kept making noise, putting pressure. Then about 10 months on, 5th of November, he now comes to spill the beans. Such, you don't have a special prosecutor. You don't have one. You don't have one.
Earlier we had Mr. Michael Kwame Boadi with the Transparency International. He listed a number of challenges with our institutions and why we are where we are. Yeah. One of the things he talked about was the need for us to strengthen our institutions. And he gave examples. You don't think that perhaps the special prosecutor has found himself in this situation because he and the act that established him, they don't feel empowered enough?
Not at all.
Strengthened enough?
Not at all, Beatrice. Beatrice, I don't agree. Beatrice, if we open the Special Prosecutor Act right now, right, we would read to you that the Special Prosecutor has police powers. So they said that he went to NIB. Do you know that NIB that by itself doesn't even arrest? The people at NIB who are arrested are actually policemen. When you read the Securities and Intelligence Agencies Act, NIB is an intelligence agency. NIB is
The likes of Millennium Insurance here, thank God for all that He has done for us throughout the year. The theme for this year's Thanksgiving service is, if the Lord be for us, who can be against us? And I have with me my brother, Kwesi Ketia here. He's part of Ignite Media Group. And he was here at the last year's Thanksgiving service. That was your first time.
Yes.
How was it for you back then?
Well, it was an experience for me because, I had the opportunity to meet a lot of people from different parts of the company. And we were able to actually connect well. And I could also get the experience from them, how grateful they are that, this was instituted so that every year we can celebrate and be grateful for God's grace, mercies, and so on. So for me, it's something that has also come to stay with me because I now identify from the owner of the company or the people that actually sat down to bring together just one group of companies, that they have a vision that, listen, what we have put together, the companies that we brought up together, we have to be grateful to the Almighty because the Almighty is the visionary of what has been put together, and we are grateful for that. So for me, I think it's a leader that is actually driving all of us to see how you should also lead. And the one thing that you shouldn't forget is to be grateful that it is God that actually leads us to do everything that we are supposed to do right here on earth.
Right. And for this year's edition, what are some of your expectations? It's from Monday to Friday. We are going to be gathering here to give thanks to God for all that He has done. What are your expectations?
Well, for me, what I'm expecting is the kind of messages that are going to come up for this year. This year has been an extremely challenging, it's a bittersweet, let me put it this way. This year has been bittersweet. We had our elections, which a lot of people were not so sure of how it was going to go. But then by the grace of God, we went through it. Businesses were ups and down. But then by the grace of God, we've been able to, we've gone through all the year and we are almost ending it. So my expectation is positive. And I know that there are a lot of people that are going to come in and they're going to share the same view with me.
Thank you very much. I have with me the lead pastor leading this year's Thanksgiving service here at Accra High. I'll let him introduce himself briefly. Papa, please kindly introduce yourself for us.
Thank you and good morning to our cherished listeners. My name is Elder Albert Kwame Na of the Jospon Group of Company.
Right. Daddy, what are we to expect at this year's Thanksgiving service?
Oh, no. It's a ritual that we have all agreed upon. God deserves thanksgiving because He has done a lot for us as a nation, as an individual and companies. So Dr. Siamwa Jepom, who happened to be our Chief Executive Officer, and because of his belief, his Christian virtues, he believed that wherever he thanks God, the other years, God opens other avenues. It's good to thank the Lord. When you appreciate Him, then you're asking for more. And that's what the Lord has been doing. And that's the strength of our companies, that through this thanksgiving, God blesses us and enlarges our territories.
We're from such a vision that at the end of every year, you gather your entire staff, nationwide, all subsidiaries, over 60 subsidiaries, gathering to give thanks to God. We're from such a vision.
This vision comes from our world. Our world is full of darkness. Our world is full of evil. Evil men are around. Because the Lord who delivered us know that there are evil in our system. So therefore, if we've gone through all these challenges, difficulties, illness, adversities, worries, troubles, persecutions, with all this, God intervened and delivered us and give us life. You can imagine, this year, many people have died, but here we are alive. So there's a cause for us to thank God, show Him our gratitude. That is the spirit behind what we are doing.
It's the Christmas season, but my maybe final question to you would be, would you advise other companies to emulate same to gather and give thanks to God at such a time for taking them through the year.
Yeah, so far as we believe in Christ Jesus, it should be something we ought to do. I remember about some 7 years ago, I was in Tamale on this same Thanksgiving. So I had to meet the chief imam and invite him to the program. At the invitation, he was so surprised to see a company thanking God for what God has done for them. They have not seen such before. And he was so impressed. Out of that, he participated in the program. I want to encourage other companies to acknowledge this great God that we will always converge as a nation. That we thank God. Thank God that the president of the nation has also seen the vision. So he has set aside 1st July of every year. We thank God and appreciate him for his kindness and goodness. And out of this program, I want to invite all companies that are around us, the Alisas, the Dennis company, the Atiba, the other insurance company, to join us. Let's celebrate the faithfulness of our Lord Jesus Christ, for who has come in and paid the price and has set us free. He's a faithful God. He will promise will surely do that. Thank you.
Okay, so before I let you go, what would be your advice to all Ghanaians at the end of the year? It's Christmas. We are crossing over into another year. What is your advice to all Ghanaians before I let you go?
Thank you. My advice to my fellow countrymen is that, please, this life, we cannot live on our own. It is God who has sustained us, who has preserved us. We went through many difficult times, but God has been so good. So I want to advise and encourage my countrymen that let's seek thee Jesus. He is the author of life. He is the giver of excellent life. So without him, we can do nothing. So beloved, let's trust in the Lord. Let's be committed to him. Let's serve him. And let's worship and praise him and acknowledge him. And Ghana will enjoy a time of goodness, a time of God's faithfulness.
Right, thank you very much. Let's give God thanks. Let's adopt God. Let's accept Christ. And Ghana will enjoy the goodness of the Lord. I have with me here a member from Millennium Insurance, also a subsidiary of the Jospon Group of Companies. I'll allow him to introduce himself briefly. Please tell us your name.
Yes, I'm Manuel Charles Kobler, Senior HR Officer of Millennium Insurance.
Right, thank you very much for joining me here. My first question, were you at last year's Thanksgiving?
Yes, I was. It was awesome. So, yes, and it's my prayer that this year will be greater.
What are your expectations for this year's event?
Well, my expectation is that the songwriter mentioned that we should count our blessings and name them one by one, and to surprise us what the Lord has done. God has been faithful to us right from January to December. So as a child of God, I'm putting myself in the songwriter's shoe that this song came at a better time for us. This song came at a better time for us. So in this vein, it is my hope that today I'll fortify myself in the spirit, seek God's guidance for the following year, and also be appreciative for what he has done for us this year.
Right. If you had one advice to give to all Ghanaians and to staff of Millennium Insurance, what will it be?
Well, I would just say we have an awesome God. In everything we do, we should seek him first, and he will direct our path. And in all our gettings, we should seek him and acknowledge him in all we do.
Thank you very much. So in all we do, we must seek God and we must give glory to the Lord. So we'll continue with the service and then we'll continue to give God the glory. Thank you very much.
All right, so those were scenes from the Adjustment Group of Companies and the Adjustment Group of Companies annual Thanksgiving service, which is happening at the Accra High School. We are meeting to praise the Lord for how far the Lord God has brought us. And so, just in case you may not be aware, that's the program we're just bringing to the last 10-15 minutes or so. So let me say a very good morning to you and welcome you to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show is live on 94.1 FM. My name is Audu Moro, and it's always a pleasure to come your way. It's a beautiful Monday morning. It's the start of the week. We're hoping that this week would be much, much better than the previous one, and that's always been the hope and our prayer and our wish. Once again, my name is Audu Moro. I want to say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I want to say a big thanks to the Almighty God for keeping us alive and kicking. We're hale and hearty. We want to say it's a rare privilege to return here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. So I'll go straight ahead and look at the front page or the banner headlines of the newspapers that we have today. So Daily Graphic is reporting, it says that farmers faces Lord government for bold agric initiatives. Professor Okwe says OSP must go. Government shifts focus to early numeracy. President cites basic education failures for poor WASSCE results. The Ghanaian Times. Octogenarian picks 2025 National Best Farmer. And there's a freeze of my properties acquired before buffer stock appointment unlawful, Hanan tells court. And then also, there's government moves to secure bullion operations for safer movement of cash valuables nationwide. And as police rescue kidnapped victim at Wapole, 3 suspects arrested, 1 on the run. And then there's also First Couple supports retired Assemblies of God pastors. That's also the front page of today's Ghanaian Times. The Daily Guide. Alarm blow, Health Ministry accused of favoring competitor in a LIMS deal. Farmers urge action against Galamsey. Parliament okays $60.7 million presidential jets. Mahama Lodina sponsor retired pastors' health screening. And there's police rescue kidnapped victim, 3 arrested. Ex-buffer stock boss fight unlawful assets freeze. The Inside. Dr. Ibn Chambers decries Africa's growing timidity after centuries of colonial exploitation and injustices. Palestine will regain its freedom, says Ambassador Al-Satari as he bids Ghana farewell. And as Mahama, he calls for strong internal funding for Ghana's education to reduce reliance on donor support. Get Fund accelerates practical science education with strategic funding for STEM Box initiative. A season of joy as Ghana Post launches doorstep delivery drive at Maiden Carol's celebration. We don't recognize any Ofolikwe family, but Nitete Kwe III as head of Nikwe Aku family, Edu Otu Bono Jasiche warns. Strengthen the OSP law, don't repeal it. That's a go. The Herald. $80 million military vehicle contract goes wrong as $40 million paid Israeli defense contractor. But the Springfield launches media offensive to shape public narrative on government bailout. Sam Okujeto inheritance fraud case escalates to Court of Appeal. Petroleum haulage leader J.K. Hogle gets UPSA honors for industry impact. There's UHAS graduate 1,374 students at the 10th congregation. The Ghanaian Publisher. GNAFF calls for action on farmers' welfare. Pambro Salt wins key motion in McCarthy Hill land dispute. Finally. Well, as police grabs Wapole kidnappers and as Hana legal team demands an end to asset freeze. Supreme Court verdict ends major land dispute. Okwelo Sowadin family warns Nungwa stew. The Custodian. Auditor General slams myth over attempt to rewrite 2024 audited report. Government operates WhatsApp group with OSP, Supreme Court judges, CSOs, journalists. And there's a minority slams government over broken promises to farmers and fishers. NDC blows over 2.4 billion cedis on the luxury jets, and as police foil Wapole kidnap operation recovered 70,000 cedis ransom. Young gospel acts set for bigger exposure. The Daily Post is reporting that Mahama marks first anniversary of election victory. No child should enter this well, the hearing an infection that could have been prevented. Lordina Mahama, and there's Kufuor criticizes the Akufo-Addo's key policy, says DDEP, Cathedral and PDS contributed to NPP's 2024 defeat. Interior Minister announces strict new measures for cash in transit and bullion vehicle operators. Economy Times. BOG plans for a more liquid economy in 2026. There's also bureaucracy stifling businesses, jobs and economic expansion. Bank of Ghana considers new liquidity tools for non-interest banks as it trains industry players. That's on the front page of today's Economy Times. And then the Business and the Financial Times has mineral royalty surge across all subsectors in 2025. Strong gains in gold, manganese, despite the production declines. And there's a feature. It's a feature. It says breaching the banker's duty of confidentiality. Continuity of national development activities boost investor confidence, as Kwamina Asumening, and as BOJ prepares a sweeping cybersecurity overhaul for banks and fintechs. CWG cybersecurity expansion to protect manufacturers from rising cyber threats. That's for the front pages of the papers that we have this morning. Please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. So perhaps it's time for me to let you in on our guest for today and also some of the key issues that we should be looking forward to today on the show. So yeah, here we go. Two beautiful, intelligent, very civil, and also very fantastic ladies who will be joining me this morning. Am I not lucky? Yes, perhaps I am. So that's Ellen Ama Deku. This morning I was actually corrected. It's Deku. Yes, Nana is a very good friend, so she says, no, I don't want you to mispronounce it as others have done. So thankfully, she's corrected me. So it's Deku. She's a member of the MPP's communications team. And also, Mami Ama Pratt is press secretary and spokesperson to the Vice President of Ghana. That's Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajimai. So stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on the Metro Television. So you can always look out for some of these issues today. So President Mahama is celebrating 1 year in office, which is exactly yesterday. And he's marking the anniversary of the December 7, 2024 election with a resetting Ghana message, thanking voters and outlining his inclusive agenda. And then also the OSP shutdown is still on the front burner, isn't it? Opinion sharply divided as to whether we need the office of the special prosecutor or we actually have to sack the special prosecutor himself. Some say allow him, he's got just 2 years, let him stay. But anyway, it's one of the issues we'll be looking at as well. And also, of course, utility tariff hikes. The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission has raised electricity rates by some 9.9%, that's almost 10%, and water rates by 15.9% for the 2026 to 2030. But that's stirring some public concern. There's a massive pushback by a section of the public who are saying, Yentia is too much. Anyway, we'll interrogate those issues right shortly. Please stay with us.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long.
Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, you're for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
I'm a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspections, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit, happy smile.
Chia winning Nara, me ding edge baby dapa, me dear sonko cran ebremo. Now didn't what you animal with you and ed depana me de bremo. And no any summer spices. Summer spices in here, and we will not be various flavors. Ubenya a yako, Ubenya nemchi, you do good jollof woman and we get dead. Ubenya you do quam, you do for you. Hot nako pibito, na Emma with Gianni, and yet dead. When you mean ya, young con your concoction for Eka.
Down when you communicate you all enjoy Uduba, that Samu spices. What in the essence don't time. Samu spices in a Sabi, Daddy so say. Samu spices, Moon Samu.
Samu spices, Yama chicken.
Samu spices,
In Sanaka in Ketwa, measure 10 grams. Your chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, and jollof, and the flavors alpha bebre.
Samu spices, yes, Saka.
FDIJ Jadien Kratoyatum.
Ante saba, e wo mo bodi ma nke kwana mo ba.
O ko se, ena me di asemasi o. Kane ne pa no, na saa na me so ya na wode me. Edure na adi me nkwa no. Kingdom Garlic Bitters.
No, mo benefit me.
Me benefit wan. Wo so kwato wo de.
Abrewa, lesma ma abrente. Me shuve. Wonante kakra na wabre. Nom Kingdom Garlic Bitters ene ne capsules. Nenya hoden abre bia.
Kingdom Garlic Bitters ene ne capsules.
Asembia nye ho.
Edebe no hu ama wani agise. Senior na me wife company won personal. Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules nti. Sesia mpaso aye de.
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. Emani tie ni asumdie befi abre bia. Oba bia o de pu aha no. Edro ba kupa wo hia ne Tremendous Capsules. Tremendous Capsules esiesie wo ma wo ye oba asima. Enro yi wo benya bi wo ba bia ye ton nro bia. Kingdom Herbal, no challenger.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Obey you later.
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Me and you go be lucky, luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your goddamn boom. If you put it away, so would the coming of the son of man be. Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, mommy, simple direction. Mr. Good Luck no me way.
Eh?
Yeah, mom.
Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm his birthday.
Oh, how romantic.
And he followed the prompts. Yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, baby, our family payment seminar. Before December, may release a motivational album. Patapa, Mayo Super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
The biggest cultural explosion of the year is here. The Afro-Brazil-Ghana Festival 2025. December 12th and 13th at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park and Mausoleum. It's coming alive with 2 unforgettable days of culture, food, fashion, and music. Enjoy electrifying performances from Bansi Gadam, Adam, Go Get 'Em Episode, Wiyala, Amanziba, Big Twins African Music, and Dance Ensemble. Simon from Burkina Faso. And representing Brazil, Aline Krum. This historic festival is organized by Big Twins African Music and Dance Ensemble in collaboration with the Embassy of the Federated Republic of Brazil in Accra, supported by Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Ghana Tourism Authority.
You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show, it's also live on 94.1 FM. So please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You can follow us on our various digital platforms. It's Metro TV GH, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Facebook, or whether it's on Instagram. It's Metro TV GH. So please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. So as I did indicate, my guests are here. For one of them is here, representing the the New Patriotic Party. I'm talking about Ellen Amadeko. She's here with us. She's not just a member of the MPP's communications team, but she's also a special aide to the former Vice President and a former standard bearer of the New Patriotic Party in the 2024 elections. Ellen, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to be back.
Yeah. We say in Hausa, we say Sandazua. You say Sanukade.
Sanukade.
Yes. It means you are welcome. They say thank you.
Thank you.
You know, but good to see you. Charlie, it's been a while, though.
Yes.
I know you've been hiding some. The thing is, I hope you school, though.
Oh, it's not just the school.
You go school. Every year,
it's not just the school. It's a lot of.
It's a lot of work.
Baby.
So what is it? Is this still a master's or a PhD?
A PhD.
Wow. So how many years have you done now?
Oh, I'm just starting.
Oh, you just started?
Yeah. I don't want to be bored in opposition.
5 years, isn't it?
4. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to be bored in opposition.
Yeah. What are you What area interests you?
I'm doing leadership, of course.
Leadership?
Okay. I'm in leadership, so.
What is it interesting about leadership? What is it? There must be something that's triggered your curiosity.
I just think that we have to, well, good morning to our viewers. As I said, it's good to be back. Leadership, there's a whole paradigm shift in relation to leadership and how things are going worldwide. The types of leadership that we have known all these years keep on changing.
Right.
And those of us who aspire to take leadership positions, either now or in the future, will need to look into the future and study these new things that we have to do. And especially for those of us in Ghana, we are sometimes stuck in our old ways. I believe we need to change. And you need to study. You just don't get up and change. You need to go into studies and then you decide which one is best. So for the next 4 years, I believe that's what I intend to do academically.
Wow.
Really go into leaderships and the new leaderships styles that are even coming up here in Ghana. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Where are you doing this? Which
UPSA.
UPSA.
And that's also because I also teach there part-time. So.
Oh, you teach there part-time?
Yes.
I didn't know this. What do you teach?
I started off with communication studies and what do we call it? The one that you do 1100, whether you like it or not, you get into the university there. Scholarly writing, eh?
Right, scholarly writing.
Yes, how to academic writing and all that for now. Maybe I'll upscale it as we go along, but it's part-time for now.
Right. We have a master's?
Yes, I have two.
In what?
One in marketing, one in natural resource law, MA.
Hey.
My first degree was in home science, BSc, from University of Ghana.
That's interesting.
And in secondary school, I did science, pure science, physics, chemistry, biology, elective arts.
Okay. I see. So you have two masters, and you're not doing a PhD. But are you?
And then also the LLB.
Yes, and then the LLB as well. Why didn't you continue with the LLB?
I don't know. I got bored.
The professional course. You would someday.
Eventually, maybe.
I don't think you'll be a bad lawyer. There's a bit creative problems, of course.
I don't know whether I want to really practice it.
Really?
I enjoy the law too. See, you never know. I might go back.
I
hear now that there's going to be, the Attorney General has put in a new...
Yes.
So let's see how that goes. If it goes and I look at it...
It's now going to be basically liberalized and decentralized.
Maybe we'll go, some of us will go back.
Encourage a lot more people
we'll go back to it.
To do the professional course. But it's encouraging. I mean, when I see people always wanting to add value, I mean, it's something that really excites me.
Well, it's not everybody. If you don't enjoy, don't do it. It's something you do if you enjoy. We all have different things we enjoy in life.
But leadership, is this something that, are you looking forward to leading one day in a more, of course, I mean, I'm sure even at home you're the leader, so that's type of leadership, but I mean political leadership is what I'm talking about.
I've been in it for more than 20 years, starting from the time I was a student, so.
Okay. Oh, so you started your
I started at the University of Ghana as a TESCON member in 2002.
Okay.
When I entered Legon. So, and I've been in it. I have in different forms, different types.
Right.
And so, yes, leadership is a natural progression for me. And I believe that if you intend to do it, you have to study about it.
Right.
At least go into it if you have the opportunity to.
Would that perhaps feature in your research work as you
My research basically is more into political communications, and I'm looking at female communicators and what we go through.
That's interesting.
Yes. We are not a lot, so I'll be coming to you. My questionnaire very soon. Because there's so much we go through, and there's no research. I think because we also new quotes on the system. So you go into there's no research on us and what we go through. And we go through a lot. A lot. So I think that we need to put it down and then also give something for those who are coming to read and also know. A lot of us, it gets to a point, a lot of our sisters have fallen off along the way because some of the challenges are terrible. But I think those of us who have decided to stay, we need to do something that would, put down records for those. So that's what I'm going to be working on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can only wish you well, honestly.
Thank you.
I think that, I've been watching you I'm watching you on TV, and a few times I've listened to you on radio. I think that you are somebody who is, first of all, you're knowledgeable. I think that you're a very intelligent woman. And so I'm not surprised at all that you want to add some more.
Should add the passionate bit. So when I'm passionate about something, I am.
Awa is a very passionate woman. I mean, there's no doubt about it at all. So I can only wish you well, and I know that you do a good job. And I really would want to have a copy of your dissertation when you're done.
Oh, when I get there, so I'm just about starting. So
yes, hopefully by that time we'll all be alive and kicking, so that we can read some. Ama would want. Which would be more than happy to read it as well. Leadership, political communication.
I think the title is Creative and Ethical Leadership.
Okay.
That's the
Creative and Ethical Leadership.
Of the course.
That's cool.
The ethics too is important.
Right. Extremely. Ama.
Yes.
Hello, then.
You, me who watch her.
This friendship, I'm not saying tough.
No. I'm the one complaining. Let me complain.
Okay.
Don't take it away from me.
I hear you. I have my defense ready. So when you bring it up, I'll defend myself. How are you?
I'm well.
It's been a while.
You. It has been.
And how's the whole experience? I mean, you're with us. When I say you're with us, I mean a journalist, a very reputable one indeed, very respected one indeed. And then you decided to, of course, somebody who's passionate about women empowerment. I wasn't surprised when I heard that you were now supporting and assisting the vice president was then at the time running mate from 2017. So from 2020. I think your stint with her started from 2020, isn't it? Politically. And now you are here, press secretary and spokesperson. First of all, congratulations once again. And how has the experience been like? I mean, this is hardcore politics now we're talking about. You didn't used to be a politician, but now you're working with a politician. I don't know how the experience has been like in the last 1 year or so.
Interesting. It's been interesting. It's been interesting in very good ways. It's been interesting in some bad ways, But I think I'm constantly reminded that it is important work. It is impactful work that matters, And I'm still not over the whole first female vice president. And I say this with all humility, the opportunity to be a part of this moment. And I am never, ever, ever, ever unaware of what a moment this is, for us as Ghana, women, for us in the region, even in the sub-region, So it's all humility. So when the bad comes, I remind myself, that, hey, listen, this is a moment. You are fortunate enough to be part of this moment. Deal with it.
Right. But how's the vice president herself? How's she doing?
Oh, she's amazing. She's amazing. She's amazing.
She is indeed. I mean, she's a fantastic person.
So, beyond that, beyond, all of her awesomeness, and if you give me all day, I can sit here and, go on and on and on, because I'm on record. I don't hide it. I adore her. There's no hiding the facts. But you see, beyond all of that, it's also just the strength and the grace with which she works, And I said this during the campaign, and I'm having to say this, again, now in government. It's amazing where she gets the strength from,
right.
Just the physical strength to keep up, with her daily schedules, right? We are talking Monday to Sunday. Monday to Sunday.
She works Monday to Sunday?
Monday to Sunday.
Why?
Monday to Sunday, right? But then it's also just the the mental strength. Forget the physical strength. It's the mental strength to deal with issues across board. So you're in one meeting, she's speaking with, and I can give practical examples of what happened last week. So she's an engagement with, say, Cocoa Board, right? The board, because they came, you know, to share, you know, and show appreciation. She has this thing where every time she's out of the country, she takes with her Ghana's cocoa and she distributes it and she tries to create awareness, you know, around our cocoa. That by itself, again, if you give me all day, we can have conversations around the importance and the impact of that activity that she does. But they came to do that. And to hear her share, you know, a deep understanding and knowledge of the industry, right? And then to watch her transition into a conversation with a bank. And again, hear her share, forgive my repeating the same words, deep insight, deep knowledge about that sector. And then transition with her into a graduation ceremony. We've been to what, maybe 3 or 4 graduation ceremonies last week. And to hear her, you know, it's amazing. I sit in those rooms and I always say that it's a learning process for me, you know, to watch, to listen, you know, just watch her, the gracefulness with which she engages. She's not about propaganda. She's not about, let's do this for show. She's about impact. You know, she's working for impact. She believes in what she's doing. She believes in the Ghanaian youth. She believes in the Ghanaian woman. She believes in the Ghanaian man. And you see her heart in all of these engagements. And I'm happy. I'm happy that it is this one that I'm part of. I can't say it over and over and over again. And I see how the leadership that we have in His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and in Her Excellency Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, I see how it trickles down into all of us, right? And I see the way that we work and we operate. And I know that the NDC as a party is better for the leadership that we have now. Things are different, you know, in the people, in the structures, I mean, it's amazing times. I can't say. So I'm excited. I'm happy for the work that I do. I'm excited about the work that I do. I'm happy about the impact it's making. But most importantly, I'm happy for Ghana. I'm happy for all of us that we get to experience this.
As sons and daughters of Oliver Twist, the fact that we want more, would you say that that dream you've always had to see a woman at the top echelons of power would be fully manifest when we have a woman president?
Oh, absolutely.
Of this country?
Absolutely. The president has said that, you know, I like to quote His Excellency John Dramani Mahama here, you know, when he spoke, you know, those very famous words, that he's hopeful that very soon Ghana would have, you know, a female president. So, of course, you know, it is the dream of every Ghanaian. It should be the dream of every Ghanaian. However, I would say that nobody is concentrated on that today. As I sit here, it's not anybody's, there's no plan or agenda or orchestration to make it, you know, the plan now is to reset Ghana.
Right.
You know, when Ghanaians gave the NDC that overwhelming, you know, majority in the polls, it wasn't so that the NDC delivers. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It was so that we reset Ghana and bring Ghana back to its good graces. So that's what we are all focused on. So if that happens, it'll be an icing on a very delicious cake. Very yummy, yummy.
It will be an icing on a very delicious cake.
Very delicious cake. Very delicious cake. So let's bake. Let's bake.
You mean the cake has to be baked first?
Let's bake.
Finally, still on this thing about you know, female president someday. You recall that the Tamale South MP, Aaron Idrisu, who is now the Minister for Education, in one of his interactions with your boss, said that it is his hope and prayer that she's elevated, you know, one day to become the first female president of this country. People read all kinds of meanings into it. Just briefly, what for you did that statement mean? You, first of all, to you personally. And what was the conversation, either in the office or amongst your friends and so on, when Haruna made that comment? Because remember that people have made all kinds of interpretations, you know, to that comment that he made. So, is the video, do we have that video? Okay, so it is my prayer, so that's the quote. It is my prayer that God will give you long life and good health so that probably you will be elevated to become the first female president of the Republic of Ghana. Haruna Iddrisu tells Vice President Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. I mean, how's the feeling like? I mean, what was the conversation at the time when he made that comment?
So we had gone to the ministry. As
you were
part
there?
of Her Excellency's,
Okay.
yes, I was there.
Okay.
As part of Her Excellency's, visits, to ministry. So you know that she has oversight responsibility for some major sectors, and there's a running joke, where she says that if you take all the sectors that have been given to her, what's left, right? Because she seems to be, having to sort of oversee everywhere, so to speak. So first we had gone to the, I think, health ministry, we went to the gender ministry, we've been to the education ministry, So she won't sit in her office and say, come to me, as what normally happens, or as what is expected, but she moves. So we had moved, to the education ministry. So there had been the, what we call bilaterals, if we can call it that, of her and the minister, and a few of us, seated in a room having, in caucus conversations, before we had moved into the main hall where, the Honorable Minister made the statement with the press and all of that. If you ask me if it came as a surprise, no, it's a prayer. Do I pray for Her Excellency every day? Do you pray for Her Excellency? I believe you do. Ellen, I'm sure you pray for her too. Right? So
this is
it's a prayer.
NDC succession plans. That is none of my business.
No, I asked a very simple question.
Yes,
my question simply was, Ellen, do you pray for Her Excellency?
I pray for all leaders of Ghana.
Thank you. So you do pray for her. You pray for her.
You will fall for this trap here. Please go ahead, Mama. She refuses. Please go ahead.
So it's a prayer, right? It's a prayer,
Mm.
and he said so himself that he prays, for Her Excellency, that she has, long health. She has, and that someday she becomes the first female vice president. It's a valid prayer, right? And I smiled, when I heard him say that. It was very unexpected. I don't think that anybody expected it. Knowing Her Excellency's personality, I'm sure she was like, okay.
What's happening?
But it's a prayer.
Right.
It's a prayer, and we all do pray, for Her Excellency. She's an amazing woman. And for me, representation is everything. We need to see women like her. Ellen was just speaking about, women,
right,
and all the difficulties and the challenges we go through, as communicators, right? This morning, I mean, I know she fought the Third World War to be here, right? Because I know what I went through to be here this morning. So women at every level, in all of the sectors we have in this country, have peculiar challenges,
right,
that men may never understand, So it is important that we keep seeing women like Professor Nana Jane Opoku, Excellency. It's crucial. It's everything, So, I mean, when she rises for all of us.
Okay.
It's important for you, Moro, that there are women like that, in our public spaces. Women who are worthy of, all the accolades they get. Women who have built themselves through hard work, through graciousness, through intellect. It's so crucial.
Okay.
So for me, it didn't come as a surprise that perhaps all of our silent prayers were being given voice in, the Honorable Minister's expression. But yes. It didn't come as a surprise to me.
Is there pressure from any quarters for her to contest someday in the future as an NDC flag bearer? Is there any kind of pressure?
I mean, you have to understand that there will be pressure on her about everything. She's the first female vice president of the Republic of Ghana. I can't begin to imagine the weight on her shoulders. The expectations of her that there would never be of any other vice president ever in the history of this country. So, I mean, there are so many expectations of her, there are so many pressures on her, which is why I consistently use the word grace when I speak about her. The fact that she carries it all so gracefully and so beautifully. You know, she's singing along here and there. You know, there's a video of her in church yesterday. I think City FM used it. She's singing ever so graciously. She's dancing. She's smiling. It's the hard power and soft power, and the way she maneuvers the two. You know, to give us the kind of leadership that we see today.
All right.
Every time I see her on TV, and I know that when I say this, it sounds like a home support. But let's be real. Okay. Every time I see her on TV, in public engagements, I'm excited. It's beautiful to watch. This is graceful leadership, impactful leadership, which is hard, which is soft, which should be encouraged.
Okay. All right, so Ellen, when I come back, I'll ask about how your boss is also doing, Dr. Mahmoud Bame. We need to know where his campaign is and so on. I mean, what's been the message and so on. So please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Don't go anywhere.
It is my prayer that God will give you long life and good health, that probably you will be elevated to become the first female president. I've been in cabinet with you, at least the first session of the cabinet and the second session of the cabinet. And I can say without fear of contradiction that you remain an unquestioned champion of education and gender rights and gender interests and inclusiveness generally in the pursuit of government policy.
As my prayers, there were many of you who sought to give it your own interpretation. Professor Jane, I'm reminding them that my mother taught me that sometimes silence is golden because silence cannot be interpreted. But this one, I wanted an interpretation because a vice president, irrebutably, is a presumption that she can assume the high office of president. Irrebutably. Irrebutably.
Start your Kids Day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354 Also 0531 6000360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Think in publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
In a world where everything is connected, your business's security is only as strong as its weakest link. The growing threat of cybercrime has become an unescapable reality. In 2025 alone, the projected cost of cybercrime is expected to grow to $10 trillion globally, with small and medium businesses disproportionately targeted. Cyber threats have become increasingly sophisticated, widespread, and invisible, placing unequipped organizations at risk of massive damages in a matter of seconds. Meet Virtual InfoSec Africa, Ghana's Tier 1 certified managed security service provider. We don't just monitor threats, we predict, prevent, and respond 24/7. At Virtual InfoSec Africa, we deliver bold and cost-effective cybersecurity solutions tailored to your organization's size and complexity. Whether you're a startup or a national institution, our services scale with your needs. We offer 24/7 SOC monitoring, early warning threat intelligence, managed detection and response, digital forensics and incident response, and predictive analysis and threat hunting. From endpoint protection to dark web forensics, we secure every layer of your digital ecosystem. Why wait for a breach to act? Join the ranks of high institutions who trust Virtual InfoSec Africa to secure their future. Start your 3-month free trial of our early warning threat intelligence platform today. For more inquiries, contact 055-689-2086 or visit our website at www.virtualinfosecafrica.com.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Femi Kakalika, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Femi once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the accent.
Me did a sasso spray. Mr. Femi sasso quell.
Yeah, go to my sasso. Come tum preko.
Ama, nansi mi jeno wo bin enko ye kwao. Ama ma ye bohu se kontomra akija.
Nansi me hu se me nyo basima kra. Ama me kunu me into kwankwa. Oh yiwa. Enye mo ko. Give us GC mixture and the capsules. Aye num boom. And what some na mo kana. E boa emma ene meme nyina. Na ma wo ba ye obesima. Na be ma so aye be masima. Ya, we be boa wo kunu. Ama ne giant sa wo de hye ne botum. Na wanyinya na ni ntisese ni oyi chokmo. GC mixture and a capsule. Achesa.
A painful battle one more menu for one and if you do
Are you a public sector worker dreaming of owning your own home but worried about the upfront cost? At Rehoboth Havens, we've made home ownership not only possible but simple, affordable, and convenient. For the first time, you can own your own home with no physical deposit required. Through our partnership with reputable Ghanaian banks, your Provident Fund becomes your deposit, making the process smooth and stress-free. After that, you simply pay the balance through an affordable mortgage with monthly installments designed to fit your income. With mortgage rates as low as 15% and a repayment period of up to 20 years, securing your future home has never been easier. And the best part, every Ghanaian worker deserves a decent home. Own your 2-bedroom home today, starting from just 675,000 Ghana cedis, or upgrade to our executive 3 and 4 bedrooms, all on Sweet Homes, even for more space, comfort, and luxury. Rehoboth Havens is located in the serene hills of Ayimensa Damfa, offering breathtaking views of the Pediasi Ebri Mountains. Here, you're not just buying a house, you are joining a secure gated community designed for peace, privacy, and comfortable family living. Say goodbye to land litigation, building stress, and construction delays. Say hello to your own home. Move-in ready and free from legal complications. Secure your retirement now. For more information, call us today at +233 55 375 1933 or +233 20 682 3524. Rehoboth Social Housing. Your housing dream becomes reality.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Sametra Sapapadia to a mammy man for Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, a man is swing, and a sense of Mama Hotel so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or being late, of course.
Go be the luckiest, go be from Georgia be luckiest, from not the block she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky, everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God down for boom. If you're poor, so would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey.
Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, mommy, simple direction. Mr. Goodluck no check me well.
Yeah,
man.
Easy car. Or dial *712#.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
How much baby?
Oh, how romantic!
And he followed the prompts, yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial *712#. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, do you have family payment? Before December, may release a motivational album. Fatapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Good morning, Ghana on Metro Television. I have Nanama Deku, right? Yes, she's a member of the MPP's communication team, but also as one of the specialists to the former Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. And also, I'm a practice here. She's a press secretary and spokesperson for the Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajimai. Nanama, I was also wondering, I've had about 10 minutes or so, 10 to 12 minutes conversation with Amaprat on the Vice President. I'm just wondering how the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud, I mean, we all know what his ambition and his goal is. He wants to lead the New Patriotic Party into the 2028 elections and hopefully, if God answers his prayers, becomes the president of this country. How is he doing and how's his campaign also doing?
Dr. Bawumia is fine. The campaign is ongoing. He took a few days break to sort out a few issues here in Accra. We had the funeral of Ernest Kumi over the weekend. He had other engagements. We had a funeral of the mother of Honorable Hawa Kumsin, and today he'll be dealing with a few issues. Wednesday, we are headed to the Upper East. Okay. Why is it which way? The Upper West or East?
Where is Upper West.
Upper West.
Upper West, yes.
On Wednesday, we are headed to the Upper West region, starting the north and the 5 northern regions. He's already done. He done Bono East, Bono Ahafo,
right.
Western North, Western Central, Oti, Volta, Eastern. And so he's heading up north. We'll finish with that in about 15 to 20 days, and then he hits either Ashanti or Greater Accra. Okay. And then we will be done, I'm sure, by the 31st of January. We have about 54 more days to go for the primary. So the campaign is going extremely well. As I said earlier, things are settling on the ground. Our delegates, it's obvious they have made up their minds on who they want to vote for. And for those of us who are around his campaign and in his campaign, we know they are voting massively for Dr. Bawumia to become the flag bearer of the NPP. So if you're asking how he's doing, he's well. His wife is also on her tour to, she was in the Ashanti region the last time. She moved to the Eastern region. I'm yet to know where she'll be going this week, but she would also be going around. So yes, we are solidly on the ground. We are working towards 31st December.
A vote for Bawumia would create some problems in the northern part of Ghana. Some tribes be fighting other tribes and so on and so forth. That's according to Natoshi, who is a former Get Fund administrator. No, she's a former District Assembly Common Fund administrator. That matter trended quite a bit over the weekend. I've seen Laura Tusaka's post on that. She's very,
I think Laura dealt with her.
Yes. In fact, she even sent me the
I don't want to
article
deal with her because I had dealt with her earlier.
Oh, okay. On a different issue?
On a different issue. Okay. And a lot of people felt I had gone a bit personal because on that issue, she commented on what she presumes what Dr. Bawumia should have done for her when he was vice president. Okay. He wasn't the appointing authority. He didn't appoint her. And she felt he didn't do certain things. And some of us went back into the archives and brought out a few things that she also didn't do when she was the administrator of DSCF. That created massive problems for the party and for the consequence of the elections that we have in 2024. And I discussed her issues with the District Assembly's Common Fund, the 10% of the fund that was supposed to go to the Ghana School Feeding Program, and the monies were dispersed to her. Those monies didn't go, according to the Auditor General report of 2021, or 2022, one of them. And I asked her, because if you remember, we had a terrible issue with the women who cooked for the Ghana School Feeding Project. And most of these women were women organizers. And I'm saying this because I sat on this platform and had to deal with it when Mrs. Kwashiga, may her soul rest in peace, was alive. Not knowing that the monies were actually given and it didn't go where they were supposed to go. So these are all a few questions that we had asked her, and they contributed greatly to our loss. If our women organizers refused to go out to go and campaign because they are owed money that you were supposed to give, and then you have the nerve and the audacity to come and ask us, or come and ask Dr. Bawumia questions. Was Dr. Bawumia the president? Did he appoint you? Was he your boss? I mean, your actions and inactions led to your minister practically resigning. So when people like her, who have benefited so greatly from the NPP being in power for 8 years, and they are recorded, this is recorded, of you not doing well and actually contributing to our loss, you shouldn't even have the nerve to talk. But because it's an internal thing and we are all NPP members, I think I'll leave her for Loratu on this matter. Because if I decide to go on her, I've been called to tone down.
Right.
That's some of the problems some of us have. Tone down.
I've never seen Loratu this upset.
I'm happy she's upset because it's usually like some of us are the ones who are always upset. But remember Loratu's background. She comes from up north.
Right.
You cannot tell me that there are conflicts only in up north. We have conflicts all over. Tribes fight all over the space. What has that got to do with Dr. Bawumia? What has that got to do with Dr. Bawumia? We had an issue with the current president's hometown where his people had to even move. They were displaced. Does that mean that His Excellency John Mahama shouldn't be president because some people are fighting? And you think this is good news? You should be going around when you have cotton wool, big cotton wool stuck at your butt, and you want to fly over fire. I'm happy Loratu is the one lighting this fire.
An open letter to Honorable Irina Toshi Ado.
Yeah.
Honorable, your recent statement that the church will not vote if that proverbial someone is presented as candidate in 2028 based on what you say your women's fellowship told you is deeply troubling. We all know who this proverbial someone refers to, even if his name was not mentioned, and that is exactly why your words are so dangerous. As a woman, a mother and a leader in this party, you should be the last person encouraging division, suspicion, or religious profiling. Women are the backbone of peace in our families, churches, and communities, not the one stoking chaos. The MPP has never been built on religious or tribal exclusion. From Professor Dubois to Kufuor to Akufo-Addo, our strength has always been unity, inclusion, and national cohesion. Introducing religious bigotry into our politics is not only irresponsible, it is destabilizing. You also say this rhetoric is coming from your women's fellowship. If that is truly the case, then we invite the fellowship to confirm or deny, because many of us doubt that any group devoted to faith would endorse political division of this kind. And frankly, we doubt Jesus died for that. Ghana is about 71% Christian, yet Christians and Muslims have lived and worked together peacefully for decades. National surveys consistently show that over 80% of Ghanaian voters choose based on competence, trust, and performance, not on religion. That is the Ghana we must protect. Honorable, you have benefited immensely from MPP government and from the inclusive nature of this party. That is why rhetoric that undermines unity and tolerance is so disappointing. It strikes at the very foundation of what has sustained your own political journey. We may pretend not to know who the proverbial someone is, but we cannot pretend that your words are harmless. They are not. They divide, they inflame, and they weaken the very party that has given you and many others opportunity. Let us reject tribal and religious bigotry. Let us protect the MPP's tradition of unity. Let us choose a Ghana where faith is respected, not weaponized. Respectfully, Loratu Musa Saka. And she says, I have said my piece.
Yeah,
I don't know why, and I've been wondering why, and I don't know about you have an idea, but this thing where tribe and religion keeps coming up in the NPP's internal politics. We've seen what a former MP said just recently, and the party people came after him and dealt with him very well, and some other comments that have been made in the past. Is it for lack of messaging, or is just people trying to go dirty politically? And what is really the end game? At the end of the day, you're looking at a situation where the party is supposed to come together, regardless of whoever is voted for, to prosecute a campaign. But if you start saying these things about the person whom you are contesting, how are you going to be able to join the campaign when the time is up? You know, so I don't know what your thoughts are, Ama. Or you also obviously would do Ufiasem. She said obviously Ufiasem. I don't know what your policy is.
I'm tempted to do my Fiasem. You know, but there's it's important that you know we address some of these issues. You know, the point is that Ghana, you know, the Ghana that we all want or we all aspire to has a history, has a beautiful history. Our first president, you know, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, took very deliberate steps to do away with some of these issues in our education, in our politics. You know, he was very deliberate in unifying us. It's sad that over time, it seems as if as we grow older, as we advance, we sort of deteriorate, you know. The truth of the matter is that what you don't check when it's being done to your opponent will be done internally and to you. That's the truth, you know. We all of us, regardless what ideologies, you know, inform our politics, regardless what colors, you know, we ascribe to in politics, all of us should have some basic rules. There should be some sacrosanct, you know, issues that all of us will agree that we don't talk like this, we don't behave like this, we don't go this way together, across board. So that we can't come back and have internal rumblings, because these ones will spill over into the national conversations. These miscreants within establishments, they do this internally, and they will do it when it's time for the national elections. But you see, when it's time for national elections, we never check them because it's being done to our opponents. And so we sit back and we watch, and sometimes we applaud, and sometimes say, oh, good, give it to them, until they turn the guns, you know, internally on ourselves. So it's Diufiasem though, but it's not Diufiasem when you think about it, because it's the same conversations that, you know, would come up going forward. I'm sure Ellen has.
Yeah, but
I have a few issues too. As we sit here, you're Muslim.
Yeah, and a northerner.
And a northerner.
Yes.
You're a Christian. I still identify as Christian, even though I was sacked from church 10 years ago. My church wrote me a letter and sacked me.
What was your crime?
But I still identify.
What was your offense?
I will talk about it.
It's a lot. You don't have all day.
But I still identify as Christian.
Right.
If it hadn't been for this matter, I've related with you over years.
Right.
It never comes up.
Right.
It never comes up. I mean, that's the problem. It only comes up when it's time for leadership elections.
Right.
So I don't know what Natoshi's problem is, and people like her who think like her. When Dr. Bawumia was busily campaigning for the NPP, in the election that we won, that got her the position that she got for 8 years, Dr. Bawumia was a good person. She didn't remember that he was Muslim and he was a northerner. The election that we won, that she benefited so much. Now you're on the other side, or you are not for him. There's nothing wrong with you not being for him.
Right.
The man himself doesn't even expect everybody to be for him. But you behave yourself. What she's doing is a dent on herself and her ambitions, because I hear she's on with Honorable Kennedy because she wants to be chosen as vice president. Assuming, and touch wood, it will not happen. That dream comes in. How is she going to go up north to go and campaign for people like you, you and your family members, and your tribesmen? Would you vote for her? Somebody who thinks this way, that because somebody is Muslim and he's a northerner, so what, he doesn't deserve to lead a political party. Assuming that what her aim is comes true, how is she going to go up north? And it's not just that. We have a lot of our northern brothers and sisters who live down south here with us. They've lived for eons. We live with them. They are from, in fact, my father's adopted sons. My father doesn't have sons. He has 2 adopted sons. They are all Muslims. They are all northerners. These are people I lived at home with, I grew up with. And when it's time for Ramadan, is that the
Ramadan, yes.
Yes, the fasting period. We made allowances for them. When it's time for Christmas, as it is going to be Christmas. Hi, Moro. He's called Moro. Hi, Moro. Yeah, that's my brother. When I tell people that my brother is called Moro Jibrila, they go like, how? Yes, but that's my brother. So Moro, Christmas is coming. I'll be calling him. He does what he has to do for us. And these are people I've lived with all my life. So how come that all of a sudden, because you want to be vice president, you are going on? And I'm not surprised, she and her candidate, he started it earlier. The party delegates actually roasted them, and he has left that one, and now she's taking over. Then, as you can see online, the people who didn't spare her, and we won't spare her. People like her and their utterances need to be spoken to. Now we are talking about the education minister and his praise of honorable the vice president, and how we are all assuming, and it's an assumption, that he's also positioning himself. Assuming that it also happens that the NDC chooses him to partner anybody, or he starts heading towards the presidency. You don't think that this one would also come up? As it was done to Baumia, so would it be done to Haruna. And it is something we should not in any way allow it. Whichever party you belong to, religion, tribe. I said this a few months ago and I repeat it. All of us think that we come from a certain place, so that is where we come from. But that is not true. I went into my history. It was now that I realized that apparently my great-grandmother comes from the Upper West.
Really?
Yes. She was brought down from the Upper West to marry my great-grandfather.
Okay.
They changed their name and everything. Those days I heard it was done.
Interesting.
The day I heard it, I opened my mouth, asked Daddy. Daddy said, yes, my grandmother was from the Upper West region. So if I sit somewhere and say that because I was told that I'm a Kwewu girl, so I am pure Kwewu and I go on that line, one day I'll be told that your grandmother is, your great-grandmother is a Simesi from this tribe up north. Right. There's no pure tribal person in this country. We are so mixed that when we go into your history, you'll be sure we have Ashanti grandparents. You have my mother's people, they say they are the originators of Ghana, the Guans.
The Guans.
We are mixed. So this thing that comes up only when it's time for political leadership. I think it's something we should talk about. I'm happy we've spoken about it. Madam Natasha, we don't hate you. Lorato and I, we don't hate you. We saw you as one of the female leaders in our party who was doing well. But with this character, Madam, you have disappointed us. And should your candidate ever take the lead in this election, if it does happen, how are you going to get people like me and Lorato to come and work for you? These are the things you should be talking about as a party leader, as a party manpenny.
Right. Okay. Let's get on with, these are side comments, so we're now going to get on with the main conversation for the day. So we will spend a bit of time reflecting on the 7th of December, where we were and how we all got the news and how we reacted and so on. And today's Daily Post has captured it quite beautifully, Mike Dokusi's Daily Post. And it says, Mahama marks first anniversary of election victory. And it says that President John Dramani Mahama has commemorated the first anniversary of his sweeping election victory on December 7, 2025, expressing deep gratitude to Ghanaians and reaffirming his commitment to the country's transformation agenda. President Mahama won the 2024 general elections with 6,328,397 votes, representing 56.55% of the total valid votes cast. His closest contender, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia of the New Patriotic Party, secured 4,657,304 votes, representing 41.61%, marking Mahama's significant return to the presidency after leaving office in 2017. Now, in a reflective post shared on Instagram, the president celebrated the determination of millions who queued to vote last year, motivated by hope and confidence in his resetting Ghana vision. Now, thank you, Ghanaians. You believed in the promise of a #resetting Ghana agenda. You trusted in our collective vision to build the Ghana we want, he wrote. President Mahama also applauded the NDC grassroots campaign teams and polling agents, describing them as the heartbeat of this victory. He credited their vigilance with protecting the integrity of the 2024 elections and thwarting attempts to undermine the people's will. Reaffirming his inclusive governance philosophy, the president pledged to continue building a Ghana for all the people, without discrimination, without exclusion, without favoritism. He stressed that the Ghana we want is not a dream deferred, but a promise in progress. Mr. Mahama reiterated that his administration, together with Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, is fully committed to creating opportunities, restoring hope, and strengthening trust in national institutions as part of the Resetting Ghana agenda, of course, hashtag. Now, to my NDC family, hold on tight. Your reward is not just in positions or appointments, but in the Ghana we are building together, delivering a Ghana where your children will have opportunities, where justice prevails, and where hard work is rewarded. He added. He further assured his citizens that the journey continues and the work goes on, thanking both Ghanaians and the NDC family for their unwavering support. Amma, on the 7th, where were you? How did you get the news? How was your reaction? And what have you been reflecting upon? 7th December, 2024.
On the 7th, I was at Pan-African TV.
Okay.
So, as always, reporting, following. I think we practically spent the night there, at the station. So all of us, myself and the whole team, were in the studio, monitoring, following, Then at some points, I left to go vote and come back, And I have to be honest and say that the victory was not surprising for me. Any keen observer in the last election would know where it was going. So for those that were still shouting that the MPP was winning, and I have friends that I used to debate with, I used to wonder, what? I can't even put to words how, and there's somebody that, our common friend, we used to really get into that, and I always wonder, what are you talking about? Do you live in this Ghana with all of us, or do you live somewhere else? So for me, this
person was not sure the NDC was going to win?
No, this person was sure that the MPP was winning.
The MPP was going to win?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You know who?
Yeah, I know. I can guess.
He was very sure that the MPP was winning, and I kept saying to him, yo, my guy.
Right.
Right? Because...
So in your shot is the euphoria and the reaction that greeted the announcement finally. Anyway, so please go ahead. You saw the people were chanting and dancing and doing all kinds of things. Anyway, please go ahead.
I had the opportunity in the beginning of the campaign, this 2024 campaign, because 2020 I was actively, on the field with Her Excellency, so that goes without saying. But for 2024, at some point, I peeled off. But before I did, the spontaneity of what's the word I'm looking for? Joy. It's just people's unadulterated joy. Whenever the team showed up somewhere, the expressions of hope. The NDC seemed like the hope, there was no confusion in my mind where the election was going.
So you were not tensed?
No.
You were calm?
Very calm. Very
You
calm.
knew the NDC would win the election?
The NDC was winning the election.
You're not too sure by what margin?
It's the margin that was shocking for me. It's the margin.
What was your prediction?
I knew that the NDC was winning. I didn't expect the margin.
So you thought that the difference was going to be marginal? You didn't think it was going to be that big?
I didn't think that far. Let me be honest.
Okay.
I did
All
not.
you wanted was a win.
That's it. I did not think that far. I didn't, bother myself with, what's the percentage going to. I just knew that the NDC was winning. It's when the results started coming in, I was like, wow. But also because of my experience with the 2020 election, and being just as hopeful in 2020 that the NDC could win, and the disappointment of 2020, because I remember that in 2020, I actually went to Cape Coast that day, I think to deliver a note or something in Cape Coast that day, and then I came back to Accra and so forth. So 2024, no doubt in my mind. But my reflection of the day, my reflection of the year on, is just that To whom much is given, much is expected. Ghanaians spoke very, 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 very loudly. Loudly, clearly, unequivocally. Like, this is what we want, right? It was a rejection of the NPP, forgive me, just as much as it was an endorsement of the NDC. It's both. It was an overwhelming endorsement for the NDs, but it was an overwhelming rejection of the NPP. So when you think about it like that, then you can understand His Excellency's reflections. You can understand the angle from which he is coming from. He's saying to the NDC rank and file that, listen, we won this election. This is ours. This is our victory. But to whom much is given, much is expected. It is not time for enjoyment. It is not time for gloating. However, because we've been given this overwhelming responsibility, it's time for work. It's time to let Ghanaians know that you made the right choice. It's time to fulfill the promises that were made. And so, all of us will have one or two disenchantments. All of us will have one or two disappointments. All of us will have one or two, And I dare say that for even those that got the appointments, if they tell the full story,
There's no full story. Do the job.
Ellen, hold on.
There's no full story.
Ellen,
do the job.
Ellen, wait your turn. Do fiasem till it gets to your turn. Ellen, do fiasem till it gets to your turn. Nobody is running away from the job. The job is the beginning and the end of the matter.
Right.
For us in the NDC, we are not confused about where we are at. At all. It is about the job. It's about delivering on the mandate. It's about resetting Ghana. There's no confusion at all. There has been no honeymoon phase. We haven't had that. There hasn't been any victory parties. I don't know if anybody has been to any. I haven't. There's been no moment to pause and enjoy the victory at all. It was, we've won, roll up your sleeves, get to work. And that's where we are still at till now. And I think that's essentially what the president said in the Facebook post, that oftentimes when you win, there's the temptation to stay there. We have won. We are the... No, this is not what this is. This is time for work. And I would say this. We've been at meetings where we've actually been told that you don't expect enjoyment. It is on the back of your sweat that the victory will make sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. So even for those that are been appointed, those that are similarly close to power, those that are... This is not a time for you to enjoy. This is not a time for you to think of what can I get, what can I... No. You have to work to make the victory relevant, And I said this before and I say it again. It's a wonderful time to be Ghanaian. It's a wonderful time to be NDC. Right? It's a wonderful time because we can reset Ghana. We can make it happen. Right. If all of us are minded, if all of us are speaking with one voice, if all of us know, again, what time it is and what is required to make it happen, So, in terms of reflection, it's exactly what the president said. It's time for work.
To my NDC family, and I want you to comment on this, to my NDC family, hold on tight. Your reward is not just in positions or appointments, but in the Ghana we're building together. Delivering a Ghana where your children will have opportunities, where justice prevails, and where hard work is rewarded. You further assure citizens that the journey continues. Now, this thing about, your reward is not necessarily in appointments, in positions, but in the Ghana we're building together. 1 year down the line, in your own personal, space, how do you suppose that the party has fared in terms of making sure that they are, grassroots, the rank and file are happy? Because I'm sure that you know that there are still some, little talks here and there. People have been given certain positions that they do not, they do not deserve, and so on and so forth. And the tendency for them to feel demoralized and apathy setting in, and perhaps in 2028 they may not come out to vote, and so on and so forth. Do you think that this comments by the president, this statement of the president, recognizes that reality, and so he's talking to those people? I don't know. Did you get the point I'm making?
I absolutely understand what you're saying.
Because I'm sure on a daily basis people approach you with all kinds of issues.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But let's examine that, and see if it's a reality.
Right.
So I do not think that people have been appointed who do not deserve their appointments. That for me would not be a reality, right? Have people been appointed that people feel some type of way about? Yes. Has there been any appointment in the history of anywhere where people have been appointed and everybody is happy with? No, it doesn't happen. Right? But at the end of the day, you trust in the appointing authority, right? Because nobody would appoint to work against himself. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I will not appoint somebody who would work against what I'm intending to build. And the president has said over and over again that this is a legacy term for him. He wants to live after this 4 years. He wants to leave Ghana better than it's ever been. It's a legacy for him, So when somebody feels this way about his tenure, you know that the appointment will not be, forgive my local parlance this morning, by heart.
Right.
It will be well thought to. It will be, you understand what I'm saying? But also, let's not forget that this is the administration that is giving us 60 ministers. Let's never forget that, right? When we are coming from 120 ministers. And so already, His Excellency sort of set himself up for challenges. Because you have an NDC government that has been in power before. Let's do the calculation this morning. Let's calculate all the former appointees. Let's calculate all the people who have worked tirelessly for this party and for the victory. Let's do the calculation. Let's look at the numerous qualified people within the political party and tell me if it's possible for any kind of appointments to satisfy everybody. It is impossible. It is mission impossible. It just cannot be. And so if the president recognizes this reality, that by all means, in spite of his best efforts, in spite of his best intentions, there will be people who will feel aggrieved. And it is natural, it is normal, especially in our parts of the world when we think of appointments not as work but as reward. Then we are going to have, some of these feelings of, rejection, feelings of I wasn't picked, feelings of my contribution has not been recognized, all of those feelings. But he's saying to all of us that it is in our collective efforts, whether you got an appointment, whether you did not get an appointment, that we will deliver on the mandate. When we deliver on the mandate, and we have an economy that is robust, an educational sector that is working as it should, a health sector that is functioning, an agricultural sector, all of us will be happy, whether you got an appointment, whether you did not get an appointment. And so let us all work for Ghana.
Okay.
When we have a Ghana that works, it doesn't matter where you find yourself, you will be happy.
Okay.
That's all His Excellency is saying.
That's right.
And I support that assertion with, how do we say it on Facebook? 100 bags of cement.
On the 7th of January 2026, we would have deeper conversations more about the governance issues, because that's when he was sworn in as president and so on. So we can look back at 1 year since he was president. Because remember, on the 7th of December, he wasn't president. Right. So next year, December 7, hopefully by that time.
But Mauro, most importantly, before Ellen comes in, most importantly,
right.
Let's put all the policies aside.
Okay.
And let's look at Ghana today as against Ghana same time last year.
Okay.
Let's look at all the improvements there have been. Let's look at the economy.
Right.
Right? Let's look at, give me any sector.
Right.
This is what the president means.
Okay.
This is it.
All right. Ellen, where were you on the 7th of December? And
the 7th of December.
Do you recall everything?
Oh, yes, I do. I woke
back.
up in Wenchi, my
Okay.
constituency in the Bono region. I had gone there earlier to campaign, and so I woke up. Of course, when it was time to vote, I went to vote. My polling station, that's the Al Farouk Islamic School, that's my polling station in Wenchi. And then after that, I visited the party operations and our candidate. Our candidate in Wenchi was Kwadwo Frimpong.
Shakes.
Shakes, yes. I passed through the office, had a conversation with them, and then started heading back towards Accra. And then when I started heading back, that was when around 11 a.m., I noticed that this thing might not go too well for us. Because when you were going to win an election, you see, especially when you come from a stronghold, like I did, the turnout. And as I was coming along the road through the Ashanti region, I saw the turnout. I started calling, and then you're listening to radio, and then we had, a lot of issues coming up as we were coming. I was listening on the platforms. And eventually, I got to Accra around 5 p.m., went straight to the campaign office, and I was there for a while. And His Excellency came around. I left him there. I had to go back home. I was exhausted. I went to sleep. As the results come in, I was getting broken-hearted.
What was his body language when you saw him?
Well, he was as focused as ever because the results were coming in, and he felt that we should all come down and make sure that we know what's happening on the ground. Obviously, the results coming in wasn't too good. We were all not too happy, but he was very focused and he was working. I went home. I took a bath. What did I even drink? When I'm stressed out. Yes, I took Milo. I went straight to bed. Yes. Milo makes me sleep because I was not interested in it. But when I looked at the figures, I had broken heart, palpitations of the heart. I remember my sons coming over and Kweku was like, Mommy, it looks like Dr. Baumia is losing. I was like, Kweku, if you don't get out of my room.
I'll slap the hell out of you.
Kweku, if you don't vanish from my room.
I said,
and then when he left, his younger brother came, Kweku, is everything okay? I was like, Kweku, go and sleep. Mommy is sleeping. I quietly locked my door. Because I was getting the pressure right from my house. Then I think I slept a bit. Then the phone calls started waking me up. I mean, around 12 midnight. And then the notifications on the platforms. And I just went to check and I was like, hey, Radin Yankopon. Back to sleep. The sleep wasn't coming. I had to go and take a hot bath. I wasn't okay. In fact, it was a terrible evening for me. But we woke up in the morning, got ready. I was heading back to the campaign office. And then Kweku came to tell me that, Mommy, Dr. Baumia is on TV. And I was like, okay, so let me listen to what Dr. Baumia was saying. And here was my boss conceding defeat. He didn't even allow all of us who had gone home to come back. And I believe that at that particular moment when I saw him concede, I was like, oh, okay, so it means all the results or whatever results we had was enough for him to know that it wasn't going to work well. And he felt that it is good he concedes. And for me, I think that's one of the best things he did to us as a group. For those of us who were working very closely with him, for the whole NPP, and even for the whole Ghana. He just simply didn't stretch it. He felt that and he's always been a data person. He's always been a numbers person. If the numbers are saying that you have lost, you have lost. There's nothing you can do about it. Concede and let the nation move on. For me, that decision he took, usually if you have precedents before, President Mahama in 2016 did not accept the defeat. And it took him 3 days for him to come and admit that it has happened. Even in 2020, he didn't even accept it at all. Neither did he congratulate His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So for me, for Dr. Baumia, with all the evidence saying that and actually calling all of us to order and telling us that this is what has happened. We have life. We can always come back. And let's go back and let's just go and rebuild and see what happened. And let's move on. So that was it. I was happy on that day that I actually campaigned for him.
Okay.
I was happy that I chose, that's why it's not he choosing me, I chose to follow him. Because he taught me that in stress, in moments of defeat, you can be very gracious. You do not have to be violent, you do not have to spread vitriol, you do not have to insult. You have lost. And defeat is also part of life. And every one of our leaders have also experienced defeat. And how you react, how you behave, tells people how they should also react and behave towards you in going forward. So for me, that was it. And that also solidified my decision that I was going to work for him until he becomes president, and even beyond that. So if you ask me where I was, that was it. Definitely wasn't a pleasant situation. Yeah. And experiencing a defeat is not nice at all. Then the data started coming, and then we had to look at it. And we realized that it looks like in our strongholds, our people simply refused to go out and vote. So that brought out the questions that we all had to ask ourselves, and we've been asking and trying to solve for the last 1 year. We made a few headways on solving it. That brought about the committee, the Okoye committee, and what they did around the country. And it brought out the factors that led to the defeat. And we've been discussing it, and we are still on it. I think that it was good that we did that very fast. And some of the things that also came out of the fact that we should have our elections early, our internal elections early, get our flag bearer, actually do some changes to our constitution, which we needed to do, and then get ready, have it, a clear 3 years to get ready as a party for election 2028. So, yes, every political party will go through it. The NPP is going through it. And so if you ask me that particular 7th December and 8th December, I wasn't a happy woman, but what can I do? It's part of life. Yeah, and we are here.
Now, speaking about undertaking some soul-searching activities, trying to figure out exactly what may have caused your party supporters not to come out and vote, or basically what may have occasioned that apathy that you talked about. It appears that the former President Kufuor has some answers, some ideas.
Yes, before we even go there, happy birthday to him.
Yeah, today he turns 87.
He's 87 years today.
Yes.
So a happy birthday, 87th birthday to His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor.
Yes.
And we thank God for his life. He's been excellent. He's been a former president for how many years now? Almost 16, 17 years.
Yes.
And he's been...
He still looks strong, eh?
Yes. The only issue is that he's still he uses the wheelchair, but that is all part of life. Seeing him tells us that there's a process, especially when you saw him when he was president. You saw this gentle, huge person, and he also had his ups and downs. I think I enjoyed his presidency. I was still young, I was still in school, so I saw him, and how many years down the line? Yeah, that's him. He's a lawyer.
In Oxford.
Yes, he was in Oxford. Yeah, I listened to the interview where he was telling his life story. I had listened to him before on his mother, and I believe one of my role models in life is President Kufuor.
Oh, that's Mama Tess.
Yes, that's Mama Tess.
Hey, I don't know of a power. China, that was pretty rough.
Yes.
Wow.
Now you understand why he's a very lovely couple.
Very lovely. Yeah, that's interesting.
His
I'm sure they are just newly gotten married, isn't
Maybe, yes. He said they were married for over 50 years before she passed.
Oh.
Yes. And that sort of commitment to one person and to a cause.
I mean, that's what marriage should mean, actually. What you say for better, for worse,
It's something that I'm sure if my mother was alive, my parents would still be married. They were married for 30 years until she passed. I think their generation really understood, the men who understood the marriage, they actually went through with it because they had good women. Our generation.
Just a second. Let me. For the first time, I'm going to get Amma to steal about just 30 seconds of your time.
Yes.
You just renewed your wedding vow just recently. I saw Kwame writing some nice piece about.
Oh, that was 10.
That was last year.
10th anniversary.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
40 years. Like 40 years to go, like President Kufuor.
But he says Kwame says some really powerful things, eh? We'll talk about that some other time. You're watching Good Morning, and I'll come back to you, Ellen.
So yes,
let's take this break. Sorry,
let me finish with Dr. President Kufuor. I said his mother was my role model when he speaks about his mother.
Okay.
And the fact that the Kufuor name is the mother's name.
Oh.
Yes. And she married in her lifetime, 4 powerful chiefs.
Wow.
Businessmen. And, yeah.
4.
So, if you listen to him, your father's name comes before the Kufuor. Look at her children. I love that woman. I have started copying her.
Is that why she's a role model?
And the fact that she had money. You know, when you're economically empowered.
When you are confused, how did he do? Why there's controversy? Anyway, you're watching Good Morning out on the show television. Please stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
I love that woman.
Ellen, Charlie. Oh, that's it, man. That's her. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, very powerful woman.
Sure.
He looks exactly like her.
She married.
He looks exactly like her.
Yes, she married. I heard she had her 4th set of children. Well, the Bantamahine was part. I mean, Kufuor's father. Just a rich man, and she herself. Her family was rich. She was a queen mother.
Okay.
I love her story.
Wow. Charlie, hard woman. If I know,
Celebrated woman.
A woman who bought a house in the UK in 1950.
Kids Day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Ebusiafo ye mama kwaba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enyi. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala duane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby cot. In fact, bibia opama omanyina obenye biwa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059 6377 172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye bye.
Wabedum time aso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwai ma besisia. Abozing. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji, Dabio, baby wom. Ready? Hey, baby wom. Ah, Eji, I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral?
Say a pessary insecticide GB at a user. Co pharmacy in a shop biamu. Na mum say a pharmacy supermarket and a shop ra. Na repedudu to a cotonwa. On for Royal Dutch and our Aerofield Trading. FE spray with Daimwa.
The biggest cultural explosion of the year is here. The Afro-Brazil-Ghana Festival 2025. December 12th and 13th at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park and Mausoleum. It's coming alive with 2 unforgettable days of culture, food, fashion, and music. Enjoy electrifying performances from Fancy Gadam, Adam, Go Get 'Em Episode, Wiyala, Amanziba, Big Twins African Music, and Dance Ensemble. Simon from Burkina Faso. And representing Brazil, a lead crew. This historic festival is organized by Big Twins African Music and Dance Ensemble in collaboration with the Embassy of the Federated Republic of Brazil in Accra, supported by Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Ghana Tourism Authority.
It's happening this December. It's the biggest, the largest, the Boshills Jollof Party Festival. It is the Metro Jollof Festival happening on Saturday, 20th December 2025 at the forecourt of Metro TV. It is an all-day event with opportunity for exhibitors to sell this bronya. Come join us. Let's cook jollof. Buy and sell on Saturday, 20th of December 2025. To exhibit, call 0243 272 753 or 055 282 0211 or 0243 46 153.
You're live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro. I'm here with Ellen Amadekun. She is a member of the MPP's communications team, and also especially to the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is also aspiring to lead the New Patriotic Party to the 2028 elections. And also Amma Pratt is here. She's also press secretary to Ghana's Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyemang, and also she is her spokesperson. All right, so
yes,
you have the floor.
After talking about everybody should go and look for that interview.
Yes.
He had it, I think it was aired yesterday by delay. I think it's one of the most instructive interviews we would ever have of his life. I know he would write a book to us as we go along, but his mother's story is something that I think those of us, young women coming up, and those of us, we should look at it. I mean, that is original feminist, original. She doesn't just think with her heart, she thinks with her head. And that produced her a precedent, so yes. And in the same conversation, in the same line of conversation, that's when he also did mention that there were some decisions that former president made that he didn't agree with.
Yeah.
And, well, he's not supposed to agree with everything that the former president made.
Right.
He had his presidency, he had his time,
right.
He did it. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo also had his presidency, he had his time. And we are going to evaluate every one of them on their deeds and their works. I believe that President Kufuor actually did well, very well for himself. 15 years down the line, we are all looking at it. All the things that he did for us as Ghanaians, we appreciate it. Was everything okay in his regime? No. Did he have issues? He mentioned some himself. He said one of the things that really got to him was how his children who were leading their own private lives, and looking at his background and where he was coming from, his child would go and buy a hotel and it becomes national news. And he said it emphatically, but the hotel was for his son, a businessman, somebody he had trained and he could afford it, and he bought it. But you know how the politics went. And when he was also accused of having some twins with some woman B, that he said he's still waiting for the twins to appear. And all those little, not little, I cannot say it's little.
Giselle Yadzi.
Yes, you remember that issue too. He said he's still waiting for the twins, and that.
Raymond is not okay.
He comes from a family where children are accepted. So if those twins are there, he still wants them, but they never came. And all the issues that he also had when he was president. So yes, he does not have to agree with everything that His Excellency Nana Addo did. We would also evaluate. His Excellency Nana Addo is also hitting 82 next year, God willing. He's 81 years. And I'm sure that he would also sit down, he would also write his memoirs, he would also talk about his time. Let's remember that he just went out. It's barely a year out of office. President Kufuor is 15 years out of office. So let's give time some time. I'm sure that we'll all have a discussion on President Nana Addo's time too. Right. But whether President, I've seen a lot of people talking about, why must he agree with him on everything? He doesn't have to agree. And he did say in the interview that some things also went very well. That he knows that the NPP did well with those issues, but some also didn't go well. That is natural. He doesn't also agree with President Mahama on a lot of things. So we are all entitled to our opinions. But I mean, I believe that for the NPP tradition, President Kufuor is an exemplary president that we must all learn. I also believe His Excellency Nana Addo too was exemplary. But as I said, his time too will come. Would also dissect and go into his time as president. For now, it is President Kufuor's birthday, 87. We wish him long life. And we want him to be around for a very long time to guard and guide us. And this time, you know, he has transcended over the NPP. Right. People go to him who are not of the NPP tradition only. It looks like now, I've seen the NDC side to a lot of people actually visit him, go and talk to him and tap into his knowledge. And he has knowledge. He has experience. So we want him to be around for us to tap more into the knowledge and to get more. And I want him, Mr. President, please, write. I think that's one of the things that by now he should have his, what do we call them? The people who write
his memoirs.
Yes,
I'm
and
surprised.
then get people.
Ghostwriters.
And then he should get them to write it, launch those books. Let us buy them, and let us read and ask him questions whilst he's still here. Right now he's here. We are looking at the day God calls him. We would all realize the sort of loss that we have gone through. I wish him long life, full of health, and I pray for him that he continues to be there for all of us.
Right. I mean, his memo should have been ready a long time ago. Yes. I'm surprised. You know,
It's a great picture.
At the time, they were all former presidents.
Yeah. No, there was a current president.
Nana was then the president, and then that's the former president. Anyway, so, Amma, I'm sure you heard it too. I mean, I don't know that you watched the entire interview or you've seen some excerpts of it. It's, again, captured in today's Daily Post, and it says the former President John Jacob Kufuor has openly criticized several major policy decisions undertaken by the Kufuor administration, arguing that they significantly contributed to the New Patriotic Party's defeat in the 2024 general elections. Speaking in an interview on the Delay Show hosted by Delores from Paul Manso, Mr. Kufuor said he did not understand the rationale behind the Domestic Debt Exchange Program, DDP, the National Cathedral Project, and the Power Distribution Services deal. He revealed that he was not consulted on any of these initiatives. According to him, the NPP's rise to power in 2016 was built squarely on the foundations laid during his presidency. Before the 2016 election in which Akufo-Addo was elected, the campaign was built on achievements. Those achievements played a key role in his victory. The government started on a good note, but things changed after he assumed power. He explains that a shift in policy direction as the Akufo-Addo administration left him concerned, particularly decisions taken after the COVID-19 pandemic. He said, after the COVID-19 pandemic, I could not understand some of the decisions taken, including the bond market issues, PDS, and National Cathedral projects, which are still not being completed. The former president was particularly critical of the National Cathedral project, lamenting the demolition of key state assets, including presidential apartments for judges and other officials to pave the way for construction.
I mean, I would like to also start by wishing him well, congratulating him on how he has carried himself, since exiting, office. He has assumed, the very important role of a statesman, and like rightly said, all, stakeholders defer to him. one way or the other, which is why I'm surprised by some of the statements that are coming out, from that interview. Let me just quickly say that I'm a little pained. I feel like that interview was mine because we had advanced conversations around having that interview. Yes. No, now it's impossible. Now I can't.
Delay has
taken my interview. No. But to say that, I'm very surprised, about the statements that he's making. I've had the honor of visiting him in his home. And I can say confidently that there was a queue, of people that, at least on that day, had also come to visit him and to take, counsel one way or the other. And, now, today, we have 2 former presidents. To think that former President Kufuor carries himself the way that he does, that he has the ability to sort of sermon both sides, the NDC, the MPP. There were pictures of both His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and Her Excellency, Professor Nana Jinno Pokuagyemang with him just now, the picture before this one. So I'm surprised that in his own home, within his own party, he had views that were not, sought, and he's right. You won the election based on his record. It was him before you. Whatever gains or whatever achievements you trumpeted to win the election was his. So I'm surprised, that our former president had all of these concerns, had all of these valid concerns, valid opinions, and yet nobody within the NPP structure thought fit to hear him. At the very, least, if you wouldn't even include him in your decision-making process, at least hear him out, because he has been there before. He has some experience. There's always something to be said for experience. There's always something to be said for experience. You might have all the knowledge in the world, but when it comes to experience, it's crucial, So I'm really, really surprised that within the MPP itself, they let such a fantastic asset and a fantastic opportunity slip, through their fingers, literally. Because I believe that if they had at least listened to former President Kufuor, at least, things might not have been for them as terrible as it was, in the election. But also to say that I'm happy that the former president is speaking. We need to hear them. We need to hear their voices. I wish he had spoken up earlier. I truly wish he had spoken up earlier. It's important, Uneasy is the hair that wears the crown. And for a crown like presidency, you never really stop wearing it. You'd always be a former president of the Republic of Ghana. Your opinions matter. Your opinions are important. And so I'm happy that today he's speaking. I hope that he'll continue to speak. I hope that the MPP will listen. If they won't listen to the masses, if they won't listen to the NDC, if they won't listen to the average Ghanaian, at least they can listen to former President Kufuor. Because if they don't trust any of us, at least they can trust that former President Kufuor would not want the party that he, held for that length of a time to go down the drain. So, MPP, as you do introspection, I've heard, and I won't repeat it, I know Ellen is here. You might get into right now. I've heard people say that the MPP should just boycott the next election and do more introspection and, even if they want to do that. Ellen, hold on.
The snitch, the one who left
Ellen, hold on.
For him.
Even if
once you
the
people don't have
MPP,
people, you have to get people from our side.
Ellen, I'm not going to mind you this morning.
Why you brought me in?
Even if I did not bring you in.
I'll sit in somewhere quietly.
Even if the MPP will not listen to all of us, they can at least listen to, a former president. Because the truth is that some of the things that happened during that 8 years were unbelievable. They were just shocking, for all of us.
Excuse me.
So I hope and pray that as we move along, because I can't, keep repeating this. I can't keep re-echoing this. I'm beginning to sound like a broken record. The opposition is important. NPP is going to be in opposition for a very long time. And it's not because of anybody's actions, it's because of their own inactions, But it is important to have a credible opposition. And for that purpose, I hope that they would listen pause, correct, and move along.
I've had some people posing about questions. One, as you rightly said, why? No, it was Rama who posed that question. Why now? Why is he talking now? And then number two, he campaigned for the party which was in government at the time in 2024. I mean, and what efforts did he even make to try and reach out to the president or even the vice president to say, no, these are my concerns, and address it or deal with it, I mean, the timing for some people is a bit of a challenge.
In his speech, he never said that he didn't have the opportunity to speak to any one of them. He never said that he was not granted access to them. He said he didn't understand and he didn't agree. And every one of us is entitled to our opinion. As I said, he's had his time as president. That time was Nana Akufo-Addo's time. And he never did President Akufo say that he spoke to Nana Akufo-Addo and he wanted to speak to him or he wanted to share his views on things. And he did not get the opportunity to do it. He was not consulted, yes, that one. And maybe they could have consulted him. But as I said, he had done his time. Would he expect that President John Mahama would consult him on all issues? There are some issues I'm sure he will consult him if he feels so. But this is President Mahama's time. He's responsible for the decisions that he takes as his time as president. And when the NDC also had former presidents, the Atta Mills era and Jerry John Rawlings' era, and His Excellency Atta Mills was president, I don't think that he got up every morning and went to President Jerry John Rawlings to consult on all issues. There were times Papa J came out and said that there are things he also wanted to be done, but the NDC didn't do it. But then that is something that we should understand. That doesn't mean that there's a problem in the party. There's no problem. You cannot tell him when he should speak and when he shouldn't speak. He feels that it is his birthday. He wants to speak to the nation, which is excellent. And this is not the only thing he said. As I said, he also did talk about his background, his mother, his siblings, and all that. So the fact that he felt he didn't understand a few things.
That gave you a role model.
Yes, I knew about that already. It's not this time. Oh. This is about the second or third time he was talking about his mother. Okay. So, and I, because I follow him a lot, I've been there to visit him too, and he speaks about her. Okay. I believe she's one of the strongest women that we don't even talk about, and I think we should talk about her. Okay. But anyway, everybody has their time. Our constitution gives every president their time. You are responsible for what you do when it is your time. Everybody else can have opinions on it, including former presidents. But the final decisions on issues is your responsibility. And you would bear that responsibility for your time in office. I think that we should all agree, that President Kufuor has every right to say what he wants to say. He has every right to also give his opinion. And His Excellency Nana Addo also had every right to listen and pick what he thought would help him. That does not mean that the NPP was in turmoil. No, we are not. We are actually excited to have two former presidents who, by God's grace, are alive. Okay. We can always go back to them. Dr. Bawumia goes back to them all the time, basically because he worked with every one of them, worked with very closely with President Akufo-Addo as his vice president. So he will go back to them and talk to them. But when it is time for Dr. Bawumia to also become president, which he would be, he would also take advice from all of them. But the decisions he will take during his time as president will be his alone, and he will be responsible for them. I was going to finish up with the 1 year. You just made me talk about where I was and how I was feeling. I hadn't finished, but I believe that was also the beginning. December 7th and 8th, 2024 was the beginning of certain levels of hooliganism that we hadn't seen in this country. That was when the NDC and the apparatchiks decided to go around the polling stations, beat up people, burn up things, and all that. We talk all the rosy and nice things, and we forget about that. We forget about the debates that came on in parliamentary counting, where the EC had to complain terribly about how their agents were treated. And that I would want us to remember, and our security agencies to remember, that when the elections were done and President Akufo-Addo was handing over, Ghana was still Ghana. That's 1 month is when institutions are supposed to work. So I am kindly remembering them of the hell they put everybody through. The opposition at that time, or the person who was in power, and as the vice president, the party that was in power had acknowledged that we had lost. We had actually come out and stated that should have been a cue for the security agencies to take over and make sure that people were safe. Properties all over the country. Buffer stock was looted, people were beaten, things were burnt, all manner of things. And I think that is something we should learn from. We should not forget about that. We have another election in 3 years. That 3 years, there's going to be a change in government. Whether it is back to an NDC government again or to an MPP one, His Excellency John Mahama has told us that his time is done. He's not going again. So there's going to be a change. How are we going to manage that change again? So that what happened from the 9th or the 8th of December all the way until 7th January, thereabout, do not happen again. Right. Because I can assure you that with what we saw, the MPP saw, how the NDC gathered their people to come and misbehave. If the opposition MPP also decides to gather, 2028 will not be nice. Right. So our security agencies must get their act in order. The fact that a government has lost power and a new government is coming in does not mean that our security should go bonkers. Okay. That is something I want us to talk about. It wasn't pleasant, it wasn't good. And then when they took over power, you said we'll talk about it the next time we come. But all the issues that happened, how they went into people's houses without court orders, the searches, the stealing.
I can assure you on the 7th of January 2026, by which time it will mark exactly 1 year when the president was inducted.
Yes, this one is, we don't want to talk about it, but it was a transition. I think we should manage our transitions better.
Much better, I agree.
We should manage the transitions better. Yeah. This is not the first time we are transitioning.
Yeah.
This is not the first time. We did a transition in 2016. Yeah. And we didn't see this. We didn't see any part. Well, I didn't say it where I was. I didn't see the MPP mass up with their young people, with their youth organizers, with their communications organizers, stepping out, calling people on the streets to come and misbehave. We didn't see it. And even if it happened, does that mean it has to happen again? If that is what we are saying, then 2028, we can assure you that it will happen again. And we do not want that.
Okay. Let me read a few messages from our viewers who we value. She says even if it has happened, it shouldn't happen again, so that's fine. Listen, Musa Batwa in Asawasi says, 1 year after the election has been so good, Ghanaians made the bold decision to change their living standards for the better. Inflation has been consistently stable for a year. Goods and services have been reduced, and we are deeply grateful to the citizens for choosing a national reset over unchecked corruption. Thank you, Ghanaian people. My regards to Chief of Staff Julius Deborah. Okay, so Desmond, who's the managing editor of the Catalyst newspaper, she says that please tell Ellen of MPP that Mahama won't contest again doesn't mean that there will be a change. That's Desmond, who is the managing editor of the Catalyst newspaper. And then Samuel Brian Boabin says, yesterday marked exactly 1 year since Ghanaians made a historic misstep by returning John Dramani Mahama to the Jubilee House. A year on, we have seen his true colors. We traded our Bang and Olufsen. Oh, Bang and Olufsen, that's one of my favorite brands when it comes to sounds, stereo sounds. Oh yeah, they're Charlie, they're massive. Anyway, so our Bang and Olufsen TV for a Vizio, and he has run the country like a Ponzi scheme. He remains a man without ideas or integrity. Experienced civil and public servants have been wrongfully dismissed and replaced with foot soldiers who lack the technical know-how, leaving the government dependent on a WhatsApp group made up of anti-corruption entrepreneurs, partisan judges, pay-as-you-go, CSOs, and journalists for hire. Cry the beloved country, cry. Samuel Brian Boabi sends that message. Tafan Namrahia says that last year by this time, I was at the collection center with my MP. Collation center, not collections, it's collation center. With my MP and other constituency executives, and the kind of votes that were coming from all over the country honestly left me speechless because the victory was so massive. Instead, our NPP friends at the place had to quickly leave the place, and only 2 of their members were bold enough to stay and sign the pink sheets. Reverend Jones Latte, who's watching us from the UK, he's a journalist himself, but also a practicing legal practitioner. He says that, practicing lawyer, sorry. Good morning. There are over 2 million Seventh-day Adventists who did not vote on December 7. We would not disobey God to fulfill our civic responsibilities. I pray that we amend the law to vote on the first Thursday of December rather than on a date. This will be a win-win for Ghana. It's actually a very important call. I'm in full force with this, you know. So
yes, and because I'm a former Seventh-day Adventist.
Former?
Yes, I said I was sacked. I was sacked.
Yeah, but no, you may have been sacked from the church, but it doesn't mean if you don't believe in the doctrines.
I still do. I still practice everything. So I identify with him.
Yeah.
It was a huge case. My daddy is, my family is. In fact, I'm a 3rd generation. I'm supposed to be a 3rd generation Seventh-day Adventist. Okay. And the dates, I've had discussions about it recently, about us moving it maybe the first Monday in November, so that we even have maybe 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, like we do with Farmers' Day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, Farmers' Day is always a Friday.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
The Friday.
The first Friday. Perhaps we should start pushing for this agenda, because it will fall on a Sunday. The last time it fell on a Sunday, we had issues with some of the churches too, because their premises was used as, and it became a lot of issues. Perhaps we should push this. The Electoral Commission should push it early.
True.
The last time they tried pushing it, but it was too late. So they should push it early.
It's a good call. Anyway, so Sadat Al Haroun, he says that please tell Amma Pratt that I'm advising her to desist from saying to our industrious NDC supporters that the president or party cannot satisfy everyone. How can she say mission impossible? Satisfying the party people takes several forms and not just by appointment. She has been privileged to be appointed, so she should just work well and shouldn't be using certain words against our people. When they say these things, some of us tend to carry the heat of their unfriendly language, because it is we, the ground men, women, that the industrious party people know and run to when they get frustrated. Thank you. And he says, I'm just prepared to go to court to defend some party people, but hearing those words from her has dimmed my morning a bit.
No, he shouldn't let his morning be dimmed at all. I don't mean any ill when I say that. I'm saying that in the spirit. I think I explained, you know, looking at all the theming numbers of people who worked for the victory, looking at all the qualified people within the party, looking at former appointees. I'm saying that the NDC is a political party that has so many capable hands that it is impossible, you know, to satisfy all the capable hands or all the deserving hands. It's in that spirit that I said what I said, not to say that some people are more qualified than not at all, just to recognize that if the party were given appointments in terms of reward, then everybody deserves it, you know, but that then becomes a mission impossible. That's what I meant.
So Alhaji Hamza Ifram says, Assalamu alaikum, my brother. Wa alaikum salam. He said, truth be told, my brother, Ghanaians really punished the MPP in 2024 elections. Simple of their arrogant posture towards Ghanaians, they will not simply listen to the cry of the citizens. Russia-Ukraine war and COVID-19 was blamed for their failure. But as we speak today, the Russia and Ukraine the war is still ongoing. But the economy of Ghana is doing good. And no wonder the economy of Ghana, the Nana Akufo-Addo, Dr. Wamia, was rated as junk economy. And today, the economy of Ghana is rated as B-. Indeed, the economy was pregnant and the MPP, and the economy was also described as a crime scene. I hope and pray that appointees of this government will learn and stop being power drunk towards the citizens, because 2028 elections is just at the corner. I have said my own. Now, Peter T. from Shukura says that, good morning. I don't see why the MP woman is still defending the indefensible. She must accept there is division in the rank and file and quickly find an antidote. They abuse the economy by looting all the resources. We cannot afford to continue to accept MPP bad governance with their unproductive way of ruling. No to MPP, no to Bawumia and cronies. That's Peter T. from Shukura. Now, McLean Desmond from Seshirioso sends message as well, and he says, Ghanaians these days don't talk too much. They simply observe and quietly take note of the excesses of politicians. In our politics, elections are rarely between the two parties. They're always between the incumbent and the citizens, with the opposition often becoming the eventual beneficiary of the public sentiment. Indeed, 9 can appear as 6 to Amma Pratt, depending on her interest or angle of view. And that's exactly how our political conversations have become. Moro, about 70% of Ghanaians are still struggling to meet their basic physiological needs just to survive. Ghanaians are watching closely, including the disappointed NDC foot soldiers, and they are marking down every excess of the current NDC government. When the time comes, they will respond appropriately. And it says, okay, that's from McLean from Sefiri also. Now, this one here from Papa Bisiu from Accra says, we need to thank Almighty God, and Ghanaians for really rejecting the NPP in 2024 general elections. Take note of former President Kufuor's latest criticism against Nana Akufo-Addo. Need I say more? So far, so very good. In the first year of James' regime. And on OSP, I don't support the scrapping. Secondly, KC is not the problem, but Sami Darko from day one, because he's been put there not to work in the interest of the state, rather to satisfy the interest of the powers that appointed him. Hence the problem of KC. The best way forward, remove Sami Darko from that organization to a different organization for the betterment of the organization in Ghana's interest. That's my personal observation. Papa Bisiu sends us this from all the way from Spain, Tex. Now, Eben from Kwabenya says, why now, former President Akufo? So you knew former President Akufo wasn't doing the right things, but you kept quiet. I'm really disappointed in you, and I can say you love your party more than the country. No wonder some say you weren't a statesman. That says, greetings to Honorable MC Abu of Ga East. Let me also look at some other messages that have come through on our social media handles. So if you look at, so this one is on YouTube. Kojo Splendid says, you guys want us to praise Bawumia for losing an election woefully? What exactly are we praising him for? That he came out to say he lost? Oh, Ghana. That's from Kojo Splendid. Emily Nola says, oh, so you people knew, yet Miracle Abuaji was giving you people false hope. Okay, that's Emily Nola on YouTube. Now, speaking about Miracles Abuaji, there's a very interesting video. We just want to go back down memory lane. Now watch this.
Say we na wani nkumu so a coalition center na kobo electoral commission for ho ba ye na mo gidie pa de ye biseto e MPP ama yokumu say waba na woto ye no ye babo ho ba say wani kuma kokoda say we na wani nkumu so a coalition center na kobo electoral commission for ho ba ye na mo gidie pa de ye biseto e MPP ama yokumu say waba na woto ye no ye babo ho ba say wani kuma kokoda.
Things happen for this town, eh? Things happen for this town. Miracles, how's he doing? He's my very good friend. I haven't spoken to him in a while. He's not the director of communications for the Bawumia campaign.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Kekeli works with GIFEC. That's GIFEC running food everywhere then. Something for electronic communications. Yes. Kekeli, you're celebrating your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. She's a wonderful person, and I want to just wish her a happy birthday today. But Kekeli, you haven't told me your age, unless of course you want me to guess. But happy birthday to you, Kekeli. She's one of the special aides to, I believe, Sofo Rashid Computer, who is the GIFEC boss. Yes. So let me read this message finally, and then I guess time is actually even up already. So, okay, all right. So I guess that we'd have to, because we've just 3 minutes.
I just wanted to react to everything Ellen was saying.
Okay, so let's do this. We have just 3 minutes to go.
Yes,
so maybe we can do a minute each.
I was very surprised, about what Ellen was saying. I was shocked even, to hear her say that, there were violence and, all of that. And I quickly asked her if this happens to be the only transition, where we've experienced this. And I can give instances, I can even go beyond and bring on the Ayawaso incidents with one of their candidates, their Brian Champon, and the role that he publicly played in that, and all of this. So for me, it's interesting that the minute I pointed it out to Ellen, she quickly comes and says, oh, if it happened in the past, should it happen in the future? But Ellen, you are premising, this thing about next election, when we also do, on something that you should be condemning across board, right? And that becomes a problem for me. Then that becomes selective communication, right? And that will not help us in any way, shape, or form. If something has happened in our past, be it our past or our present past, that we all find problematic. Let's condemn it holistically. This thing when a government loses and there's need for transition, and some miscreants within the establishment take the laws into their hands and do ABC, it is not right. It doesn't advance, our development. It doesn't augur well for all of us. Let's stop it. That's how I think Ellen should be positioning. But to blame it or to attempt to blame it on the NDC is most unfortunate, and it is not. What's the word I'm looking for? It is not accurate. It's not true. It's just for lack of a better word, being disingenuous, Ellen. And I think that we shouldn't do that. It is something that is not nice, to borrow her words. It's not nice. We all shouldn't do it. I think that the last transition, she won't get a last minute. I'm not even there. The last transition, in my opinion, was better than the one before. Do you remember stories of people even going to the courts? Do you remember those incidents? They beat up their own. They even went to the court. She just told you that even if it's happened in the past, it's not about even if it happened. It happened. Okay. When you say even if it happened, you are watering down. No, I understand. And it happened in worse proportions than it happened in the last election. So for me, when we are, and it's one of the things I hope the MPP and it's all of its communicators would learn, because Ghanaians remember, Ghanaians know the fact. It is not how you choose your words that would change history. Okay. Again, we all experienced it. We were all in Ghana. We all saw it. Right. So let's be factual. It happened. It happened in the past administration. It happened again. It's unfortunate. It shouldn't happen again. Let me give the last. Be factual. But I want to say this before we leave. I want to give a moment's pause for somebody like Dr. Omane Boamah. Right? For the role that he played around this time last year. Could have done it earlier. Hold on. I'm not even going to hold on. You're so lucky. Let's not do this.
But it's not fair if she gets to speak about it. Are you on the government Kozabu?
No, I'm not.
The government.
No, I'm not.
Ellen, are you on it? Ellen, are you on it?
I am not a government. So they said the journalists are on it. Journalists and CSOs. I just wanted to be sure that you are not. Okay.
Okay, so I am not.
Can we close now?
Ellen is not on it.
Or I'm going to.
Okay.
Those who are on it, something like they are here, says he was on it.
Okay. But even if
and
they are on
you
it,
guys have given them a job to do.
It's a whole conversation.
Those who are there,
Ellen, you tell us.
It's what?
Because if you are
on the page, I'm not the one on the page. Something said he's there. Samika Aku said he's there. They said some justices of the Supreme Court are there. Shiraji, people like that.
It's for anti-corruption.
Anti-corruption.
No, hold on.
Anti-corruption.
If God is for us, who can be against us? Come join us, count our blessings, for the Lord has been good. It's the Just Born Zoom Lion Annual Thanksgiving Service 2025.